Hi, I'm Laloria Kanata, the Policy Studies Librarian for the Andrew Young School, and I want to give you a few tips to help you get started with your criminal justice research. First, the homepage for the library, which is library.gsu.edu. It defaults to this Discover search, and this is the library's Google search. So if you just search here for a topic, you will get a lot of results just like Google. So I'm going to suggest that you only use this Discover search for when you already know or you already have a citation for what you need. And so this is the citation that we're looking at. And you see this is the title of the article, not the journal. So use the Discover search when you have a citation, and then you can take the title of that article and search that way. And so this first one looks like the one we're looking for. So just to point out a few things over here, you have the site you can use for your bibliography. There's a permanent link. If you just need a link to get back to this later, you can do that. If you email this article to yourself, just make sure you select the APA format here when you email it to yourself. And over here, normally you will see a Find It at GSU over here that lets you know, or that will search for the full text for you, but this is saying you can view the record in ScienceDirect, and ScienceDirect is a database that we do have. And so in this case, it leads you to the database or to the PDF, and you can download the PDF. Now it does give you other articles in the issue that may be irrelevant, so I'll always look at these over here. And let's go back to the library's homepage. The other way you can search for journal articles is look for a research guide. For some classes, well, for each subject area there's a general research guide. So there's criminal justice. So if there's not one for your class, you can look at the Criminal Justice General Introduction Research Guide, and if you need articles, you can find articles there. And this is a list of databases to get you started with. And in most cases, these will work for your basic searches. And back to the home page, you can also go to databases by subject, again criminal justice, and this gives you a few more databases to look at. Now for most of you, criminal justice abstracts and criminal justice database will be enough if you're looking for scholarly journals. Some of these they'll also give you scholarly journals, but for most topics that are purely criminal justice related, these two are the best ones to start with. Now I like this one just because it's an EBSCO database, and I prefer EBSCO over ProQuest. So I'm going to just do a quick search here. Let's try this. Police brutality and racial profiling, which is a pretty specific research because there are only 26 results. Now again, narrow this to scholarly peer review, so you can just get the peer review articles. And so that took out 15. Some of those articles could be from trade magazines or from criminal justice associations, but if you need scholarly peer review journals, make sure you select that. Now as you can see, a lot of these are full text. So it's full text. You can just click there for the PDF document. The cited references, here's the number of references in that article, so you can always look at that list. And just going to go down to one that doesn't have PDF, which is what you may find. So, and this article is written in 1960, so make special note of that. You may or may not want that, depending on what you're researching. If you need a historical perspective, this is a good article. Over here, the cited references, again, the number of, these are the references that's in this article. Times cited in this database are the articles that cite this work, so you can also look at newer publications. So we went from 1960 to 2016. Let me go back. And what you want to do, if you don't have the full text here, just select the Find It at GSU for the full text. And you have two places where you can get this, so you can just go right here to retrieve this full text. And most of the databases, you can always email the full text or just download it. So you have that. Go back to the results list. Let's look at one more. Again, the full text isn't here, so let's do the Find It at GSU for this one. So this will change, and you have the Sage journals online. Okay, now what I want to point out here is, I know for some of you, sometimes you're given this direct link for Sage. Just know that if you're off campus, that direct link won't work. So you always need to start with our databases. So if you had that direct link, what you would want to do is, if you are at home, copy the title and go back to our home page. And again, remember, you do that search when you have the citation. So what that does is, when you're at home and you use this, you will have to put in your campus ID and password. Of course, you would narrow that down to really get a good look of what you need. But as you can see, sometimes doing that type of search gives you way too many results. Of course, you can keep narrowing this down until you get what you need. So that's a quick bit on how to find articles. My last tip for you is, if you ever put things in a folder and you haven't created a login for EBSCO, this is a temporary folder, and you can add things to the folder by selecting it here as well. And so if you ever, without signing in, if you leave this browser or close this browser, these articles are lost to you. So before you leave the browser, you want to email it. If you just want to email, if you're using EndNote or Zotero, you can select that and export these files directly to EndNote or Zotero or other citation management software you're using. And again, if you decide to email, make sure you select the correct citation format, so that when you get the email, you can just copy and paste that into your bibliography. So if you have questions, and I'm going to pull up my contact information, you can always contact me. Email is best, or if you call, make sure you leave your name, number, and your email address. And sometimes, even though you call, I can get back to you with an answer with the article or text that you're looking for via email. Thank you.